Good evening, sir.
Yes, good evening, Pa.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yes, yes, good evening, good evening. எத்தனை மணிக்கு ஆரம்பிக்கிறீங்கப்பா?
5:30.
ஓகே.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Pa.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, all of you. So, Devaras sir, good evening, sir.
ஹலோ சார், குட் ஈவினிங் சார், குட் ஈவினிங்.
சார் இங்கே சார் வீட்டில் தான் இருக்கீங்களா சார்?
வீட்டில் தான் இருக்கேங்க சார், வீட்டில் தான்.
ஓகே சார்.
Good evening, everybody. We'll be beginning the event in a few minutes.
Bharat,
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
am I audible?
Yes, sir. You are audible.
No issue.
Sir,
Okay.
good evening.
Okay.
Just I'll check the video or presentation slide. 1 second.
Okay, sir.
Just, is the PPT is coming up?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
No issue?
No issues, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Sir, you start, sir.
Yeah, I will stop sharing now.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, Sandil here, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening and good evening to all of you.
Good
Yes,
evening.
sir. Good evening. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. It's a great opportunity to meet you all today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
Very happy. Please.
Yeah, yeah.
Driver sir, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, sir. Good evening,
Yeah.
sir.
Thank you. Thank you all. Please. We'll proceed.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah. First start பண்ணுங்கப்பா.
Yes, sir. So long as you do not achieve social liberty, whatever freedom is provided by the law is of no avail to you. B.R. Ambedkar. A very good evening to one and all present here. In light of India's 73rd Republic Day, our National Service Scheme of PSG College of Technology cordially welcomes you to the guest lecture on role of youth in nation building.
One song can change a moment. One step can start a journey. But a prayer can change even the impossible. Let's start the occasion with a prayer song by our NSS volunteer, Dhanapriya.
जय 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 गणनाथा வா வா வரம் தருவாய் பயமில்லாமலே பணிகள் புரிந்திட வா 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 காருண்யவதன கஜமுக ராஜா ஜெய 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 கணநாதா வா வா வரம் தருவாய் மோதக பிரியனே பழங்கள் படைத்து மலர்களால் துதிப்போம் சமாதான பிரியனே சமயம் வந்திடுவாய் மலர்கள் போற்றி பதங்கள் இசைத்தின் தொந்தி கணபதியே ஜெய 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 கணநாதா வா வா வரம் தருவாய்.
Thank you, Dhanapriya, for the beautiful rendition. I now welcome our beloved NSS Program Officer, Dr. Sendil Kumar, to deliver the welcome address.
So, good evening, one and all present here. Democracy is not merely a form of government. It's primarily a mode of associated living, of conjoint communicated experience. It is essentially an attitude of respect and reverence towards fellow men. With the words of Baba Sahib Ambedkar, I take pleasure in welcoming you all for this guest lecture, the role of youth in nation building in light of Republic Day. Our former Prime Minister Indira Gandhi says, even if I died in the service of the nation, I would be proud of it. Every drop of my blood will contribute to the growth of this nation and to make it strong and dynamic. Dear energetic volunteers, India has one of the highest numbers of youth in the world, and it's high time for them to contribute more towards the country. On account of our 73rd Republic Day, NSS PH Tech is organizing this guest lecture. Today, as our special guest, we have with us Major Dr. M.D. KANNAN, who serves as the Professor and Head, Department of Physics in our college for the last 3 decades. He has 15 plus years of experience as the Associate NCC Officer of Tamil Nadu Battalion NCC Unit, which is also called as Infantry Wing of our college. He is one of the 6 major ranked NCC officers in Tamil Nadu. He has also been awarded a commendation medal for his service in NCC. Who else can speak better about patriotism other than our very own Major Dr. M.D. KANNAN, sir? I extend my warm welcome to you, sir. I extend my warm welcome to my fellow program officers for this guest lecture. Volunteers are the pillars of our NSS. It's my immense pleasure to welcome all the volunteers to this event. Thousand salutes to our freedom fighters who gave us freedom. Let's come together and make it more prosperous and great. Happy Republic Day. So thanks for this opportunity.
Thank you, sir, for your warm welcome. Today is National Voters Day. To encourage our more young voters to take part in the political process.
And as people of the country, it's our moral duty to vote. Regardless of our political beliefs, we are, as one. We are a country. We are the same people. And as Indians, it's every Indian's moral responsibility to vote and make sure our country is in the right direction for development. So, we need to learn. We need to agree to disagree. We need to learn to disagree and know that it's okay to disagree. Because I can have a different opinion. You can have a different opinion. A lot of us have our own different opinions and our own different backgrounds, and we tend to support one belief. So we might align with one political party and might think the other political party is wrong. We should stop thinking of that. Of it that way. We need to start thinking that it's their opinion and this is our opinion. So it's okay for us to align with one party, but we shouldn't berate another person because they have a different opinion. We need to cherish the fact that they have a different opinion. We disagree, and this is what makes us develop as a country. So in the recent years, there's a growing number of young voters who decide not to vote at all. And this leads to a lower voter turnout, which won't sound as bad unless you look at the country's statistics. The country's population right now, as we are growing, we have the highest youth population in the country, in the world actually. So about 34% of our country's population are youth folks. So from the age of 18 to around 30, we are the high. All of us come under the youth category, and all of us are the major population in a few years. So we'll be the critical population for our country, and us voting or not voting really matters. So there might be different opinions. People think there's a lot of corruption involved. There's a lot of election fraud involved. But it's up to us. Unless we decide to vote, these frauds will occur. But when we vote, there'll be a lot of actual genuine voters, and the genuine results will actually show in the country's development. So when a lot of us vote, regardless of the fraud that happens or regardless of the corruption that happens, the country will be in the right direction because a lot of us showed up. So it's our duty to show up in an election. And with our population being this massive, even if more than 70% of us vote, it matters. So why should it not just be 70 when all of us can vote? And a lot of us are first-time voters, including me, and we'll of course be excited to vote. But let's make sure we maintain this excitement for our future elections. Any election that happens, from the municipal level to state or national level, it's our duty to vote, and we need to remain. We need to make sure we vote every time. So, and another thing, voting is an act of patriotism and love for our country, because this is what makes us, India. We are people. It's not just the place. And since it's a democracy, we have a way to have voice our opinions. So we have this privilege. We won't realize it unless we are not in the situation anymore. But we won't be in a situation. We still have to realize our privilege here. So go out there and vote. And happy Republic Day. Advance happy Republic Day.
Thank you, Nikhil, for your wonderful speech. It is a well-known fact that the youth of our country is our greatest asset. They are not just the future of the country, but the very present and represent our nation at every level. The role of youth in nation building is more important than one might think. I take immense pleasure in welcoming our chief guest of the day, Major Dr. M.D. Kannan, Professor and Head, Department of Physics, PSG College of Technology, to enlighten us with his talk. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Good evening, all of you. And first of all, let me thank you all for this opportunity. And let me extend my greetings to you all on the eve of 73rd Republic Day. We will be celebrating tomorrow. You are all of us are in our own places, home places. As faculty, we are here, and we will be doing it in the college. The celebration will be morning 8 o'clock as usual, and you all can recollect how it used to be otherwise. But at the same time, you can take your own way of celebrating the 73rd Republic Day tomorrow. So, various ways and means at home through the link given by the national level to participate in the national events, or through TV and other electronic media, you can participate in one program or the other, joining hands with the entire nation in celebrating the Republic Day. So with that note, let me come down to today's topic. We can discuss on the role of youth in nation building. My dear friends, as such, when I looked at our own college, all our students are very well motivated and very well involved in various ways and means to extend our own support to the downtrodden, to the poor people in and around, and to the villages nearby, not only in our own way individually, collectively also through various training programs, various camps, periodically scheduled camps, and even during the emergencies like cyclone or flood or earthquake or tsunami, or even during drought, we come out with our own innovative ways and try to help people. That way, we extend our service during the emergencies and during the specially arranged training programs. So, to say why all these things are required, you all know many of our own seniors, your seniors, they are doing their own bit in contributing to the national development. It can be through technical means, or it can be through political means, or even sports and games, or through NGOs. It's only the kind of spirit with which you take part in all our services that is very important. It is not that what is the event through which you are contributing. It is that the noble cause towards which you are contributing. Thereby only your own, the best possible ways you can extend your service to the needy people. There are n number of services are there. We all know. As I mentioned, just a few of them. I also recall some of our volunteers. They are involving in extending free coaching to the children at different government schools where they do not have either the provision for good education. There may not be teachers at all. So our own volunteers or students, they visit the schools during their free time or weekends, spend there and educate them. And I also recall many services like visiting old age homes. There again, we spend with the elderly people whose children, they may not be available in the city. though they are well off, but the kind of kith and kinship or bondedness with the children, they are lacking, and that also at that age is very difficult to sustain. And we take care of at least once in a while. Some people will visit in their birthday, and some people through the opportunity created in the college, you make us. And again, when you just look at the kind of camps that we conduct, whether it is one-day camp or whether it's in temple or in villages, the kind of service that we do, whether it is cleaning service or again skill developmental training given to the youth of the place, all those things are different ways and means we are contributing to the national development only. Though we are doing it locally, the tag of NSS or NCC, it is the national tag. Like you and I, our own volunteers, NSS volunteers, NCC cadets, throughout the country, they are doing this service all over the country. So we become part of the national force. Though we do it in our place, in and around Coimbatore, based on the need of Coimbatore. Likewise, when you look at our national network, our own friends, they will be doing their service or our service. Our counterpart are doing all over, whether it is northeast issues or even issues at J&K or elsewhere, like Bihar or Odisha. There are very serious issues are there which are not available at our place. The need of volunteers in extending their volunteerness to address the local issues, that is what important. It is not that whether we involved in the border issues or in the flood related issues in the routine. No. It is wherever it is taking place, our own brethren, they are addressing those issues. So the coming out with the topic, the role of youth in nation building. So when it comes, one is by our own academic system, whatever the good qualities that we are learning, whatever the technical knowledge that we are gaining, through that extending it to our needy people. The other one is the nation as such has come out with such great youth organizations because nation wants youth in the national needs, national emergencies. So whatever I mentioned recently, like whether it is a flood or earthquake, it is not taking place in our place. It is taking place elsewhere. It is not only our own people or NSS volunteers at that place, whether it is northeast or central part of it or Andhra or anywhere, they do. We are also contributing towards that. The many flood situations, whether it is in Kerala or Chennai or tsunami earlier in 2006 when it happened, our contributions were immense. Even during earthquake, a severe earthquake in Latur, when it was taking place, about 20 years back, our contributions were immense. The kind of service we have extended is unbelievable. So what I want to tell you is the role of youth towards the nation building is in the routine and again during the needy time of national emergency. And right now we are undergoing a pandemic. The national level, when you look at the frontline volunteers towards the fighting against the COVID-19, the first and foremost, the youth called for is again like NSS, NCC cadets. They were given training to create awareness among the general public to sensitize them about basic needs, wearing of masks, maintaining social distancing, and hand wash, very frequent hand wash to safeguard general public, our own selves and general public against the COVID. And this service again is a very phenomenal service, which never expected this will come in the way, but as a youth, you got. For the reason, youth is the potential of the nation. And whatever the futuristic measures that has to be taken, it is through the youth only possible. So let me just sensitize the ways and means our own plan, national plan, and our own ways of training our own self towards contributing in a bigger way to the national development. Just 1 minute, let me share the PPT and we will get along with that. In between also, any queries you can ask, you can very well ask me, I will clarify. Yeah, is the slide is visible?
Yes, sir.
Very
Yes,
good.
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, fine.
Yes, sir.
So when it comes down to the role of youth, see, the youth of a nation are the backbone and most powerful force within the nation. When you just look at it, of all the possible one, see, we are thinking about the population of our country in the negative side many a times, but the youth population of our country is the highest in the world. So that is the strength of our country. So the backbone and the most powerful force of the country is the youth. They are the hope of the future and can shape the destiny of the country. See, when you think how best you can contribute, as youth, your own personality or your own issues are limited when it comes to individual is concerned. But your energy is far higher. You can bring out such changes for the whole nation. Many examples are there. You have come across many things, and we can also, towards the end, we can discuss also. History shows that countries subjected to alien rule have, without exception, sought the help of youth in the time of crisis. Many examples are there towards different countries in various occasions. When they were in the crisis, the youth were the solutions. The youth has been instrumental in the change of governments whenever need for such change has been felt. See, when the government is not contributing to the satisfaction of the people, then who will come forward? It is only the youth, because the elderly people, they will have their own constraints, their own responsibilities, which are never nearer to the youth, whereas the youth is free from such constraints, and hence the youth can think very boldly, far beyond any of the elders. They can think. Youth have always been in the forefront in building of political, social, and economic orders of the society. nowadays, you feel the whole country is centered on youth. Earlier, it was not even 10 years before. It is not so. When you just look at the kind of changes that are taking place in the whole of the country, right from the state, okay, and right up to headquarters. So much is coming in the political line also. Social reforming also, globally you are coming out with great models to bring out the change, particularly in country like us, multilingual country, and our role in the integration, national building and national integration is very, very high. And any contribution in that direction, it is of immense use, social and economic orders. We have such huge, variants among our own people. On the one side, people are begging on the roadside. Okay, we see in the routine and in the streets, people are finding so much difficult. When you visit the village, you see that people are finding it difficult to have a proper drinking water or any medical facilities or educational facilities. We have such imbalance we are having. So think of how much we have to think innovatively to come out from our own routine in the long run, how we can contribute. Youth play a positive role for the cause of a nation and national integration. Only see, when we come out with a theme, when you discuss with our own officers, sir, can we have a program like this? Can we have a seminar like this or a conference on this? So always, it is readily made available for the reason, your innovativeness that will become the way for solution forward. Today's generation, that is the youth, today's generation faces greater challenges in nation building due to the force and pressure of internal politics and external conflicts. Our political scenario now, how they are being, attracting the youth slowly, number one, otherwise influencing youth. At the same time, you have the kind of the conflicts or threat from the external side. There are many issues like Maoist kind of issues or threat from neighboring, our countries, our neighbors like China, Pakistan, or influencing our own people into their hands. In J&K, the issues, you can't identify a friend or a foe. See, what I mean to say is, whether a police person or an army person who is guarding the nation, along the borders, they can't differentiate between our own local native citizen and a intruder from the neighboring countries. So the terrorists or the intruders, they have influenced our own people, our own brethren, our own youth, and for petty reasons, they incline towards their short benefits, and they come out with the threat for our own self. So that's what I mean to say. Such a scenario is there. So what is our preparedness in that directions? Fine. When it comes to the contribution, we can broadly classify into our national issues under the heading like national integration based issues, then social, political based issues, then security issues, and social and cultural issues. I just wanted to have in these directions in addition to the environmental issues. So that our issues are not local, our issues are not only one-sided topic, our issues are far and wide, and each and every one of us, our own strength, our own passion, our own volunteerism towards the various issues, it is not same. It is differing between you and me. It is differing among all these 80 volunteers you are right now in the park, or 500 volunteers in the NSS, or 8,000 students in the institution. Each one's interest towards their own contribution, it is unique, it is different. It is only that when we have concerned in one or the other, that is our great contribution. Fine, gentlemen, when it comes to the national integration, see, you act as catalyst in an already vibrant country, in our country, aspiring to find its rightful place in the world politics and play a more effective role of a true leader. See, the country wants a leader who is concerned about the national needs. It is not centered on my own people or my own state or my own friends kind of thing. It requires a national leader whose integrity is far beyond any comparison. We are hardly having such leaders. You can see over the period, maybe at one occasion, one person as a leader will be addressing one issue. But when you look at the same person, when it comes to another occasion in different period, maybe after 5 years or maybe after 2-3 years, his tone, whether it satisfies the integrity of a national youth or a national leader, many a times people fail. We lose confidence in the leaders. My dear friends, we need leaders of such integrity all through. See, whether you are in the ruling party or in the opposition party or not even in those two, as a normal member in the assembly or in the parliament, what is your contribution during your period? That is more important. It is not that only as I am in the ruling party or I have to speak like that. Now I should not speak like that. No, you should come out as a solution provider, irrespective of whether you are ruling or not. If you have your one-sidedness, only when my party is leading, I have to speak like this. You have failed in your good citizenship. Then leave off your leadership. To help India realize its dreams, the youth can and youth ought to play a leading role in bringing together the people of different states with diverse religions and integrate them emotionally, integrate them culturally and geographically, contribute in extricating society from age-old stigmas of casteism, communalism, parochialism, and regionalism. Help preserve cultural heritage and infuse the spirit of patriotism. Thus, keep the country together and defeat all separatist attempts by unscrupulous elements. My dear friends. Look at the roles of bringing together the people of different states. Okay, not only states, we have such 34, states and union territories with the diverse religions. Look at our own. We right now, all of us, we all belong to different religions, different caste, community, all those things. Clear, but we are all with the one mission: how we can imbibe or inculcate in our own selves the good qualities we need to become a national volunteer, a national youth, a national leader. So this is how we have to strengthen by exhibiting our own characters, our own personalities to further expand, to bring out such good citizenship in our possible way in the locality wherever we are. So I have just mentioned not only see the different regions, culturally different, geographically different, how we can bring out oneness among all of us. And these age-old stigmas nowadays, to some extent, it has decreased, but still casteism, communalism, and regionalism, it is there. Every now and then we come across, whether it is Kaveri issues or otherwise also communal issues, it is very much there, and we are coming across now and then. And to preserve our cultural heritage and infuse the spirit of patriotism, and to keep the country together and defeat all separatist attempts wherever it is. And we have to be a national character to address these issues. Fine, today's youth, when it comes to political side, today's youth can contribute immensely to the politics of the country. If a nation doesn't rejuvenate its political leadership profile, it would become old in thought and slow in action. When you just look at we as faculty, our thinking is totally different from your thinking, your knowledge or your work style. Okay, your possible ways and means is totally different. So without your own ideas, it's very difficult to take up good measures, easy measures to address many different issues. Youth are the future of a nation and its future leaders. The learnings have to be like that. The opportunity provided at institution like ours level to contribute to politics should be encouraged, and the youth should learn and follow clean and meaningful politics, which can thereafter be translated into greater national aim. See, great leaders, you don't need much of explanation. You handful leaders, straight away you will mention. So that is the kind of character we want in our youth, because the country is of yours only. The country's identity in the world level is based on the youth character of today only. Fine. So when you just look at this, one particular point I want to emphasize or touch upon here: education, whether you do any engineering branch or science branch or arts or even in a medicine or any other than this law or anything. See, that is, one way of equipping ourselves, our own livelihood, our own serving our own family, and that is a basic need. But when it comes to a talent, it goes far beyond. Okay, so whenever you are passionate about going beyond your normal academic support, please take such what is that skill in you, get nurtured in you, and get developed in you. So along with your academic achievement, I should say your personal passionate what is that identity also you should develop. Thereby only you can contribute more in the future after your studentship. So even politics also one of the main passion for many students. Why I want to tell you, by saying politics, let us not think of the bad, what is that, things that are that we have come across, that we see, not that way. And today, just prior to this program, one of our PhD group of institution, PhD Arts and Science, the alumni, I think the MLA, Mrs. Vanadi Srinivasan, she was awarded as an outstanding alumni in this year's outstanding alumni from our institutions. She also mentioned, the kind of responsibility she possesses or endorses in her in upholding our institution identity, PhD group identity at the national level, at the global level in her routine. And PhD's contribution in the development of nation through education and health sector in this part of the country, and the western districts of Tamil Nadu's growth because of PhD, how much it is prospering. So what I want to tell you is the career that we set for our own self, it is not just technical alone. It goes far beyond, based on your inner talent and innate passion. And don't think otherwise. Take the strength of all of us in nurturing further your own passion in this direction as well. Fine, the kind of security challenges we have at the national level. The nation today faces grave security concerns, both externally and internally. So, which I have highlighted in the beginning. These challenges, intensifies when viewed with the fact that our country is a respected democratic country with a secular base. We always, look at many times every issue. Our decisions are a little slower because of our own, the secular nature. The terrorists, fundamentalists are a grave danger to our unity. See, people will come through different means. The kind of foreign funding comes into India without the knowledge of our own administration or governance. Only recently some measures have come. The kind of GST, kind of central excise, the central government policies, whatever the donations are coming to India, it has to be with the knowledge of the country, knowledge of the governing system. Only recently, earlier it was not so. And you all are also coming across many at times it is being funded from abroad for what is that anti-national activities at the country here. Okay, so we are in such a situation. Okay, youth are the pulse and the strength of the nation, and with their alertness and their balanced approach, that is the youth's balanced approach, can help in bringing stability to the nation and help in thwarting selfish design of the enemy. Whatever the enemy's target, or the internal people's selfish motive can be nullified or thwarted with people like you with your dynamic energy and strength. Youth are the big force which, if channelized correctly, can ensure and enhance the security of the country. There are many opportunities. One is, the kind of national charactership, identityship when we grow our own self, and becoming part in the various ways and means our security network is spread across all. In places, I have seen when something happening in our own locality, whether it is a theft or it is some unidentified persons robbery, or some fire incident or accident, or some bomb blast, kind of ish, or petrol bomb, or throwing something over offices, or buildings, or roadside incidents, and is taking place, or even in the bus when you are traveling, something happens to fellow passengers or local people. What is our role? How we respond to such situations? It is not that putting ourselves into the threat or in a harsh or hasty manner. It is that innovative manner. You address the issue, at the same time you take care of your own self also. Your safety is paramount important, but at the same time you can't be a silent spectator at the safety point of your own self. That 100% selfish nature, but your own solutions towards addressing the issue, your own way of contributing towards it, thereby you are becoming part of a national character or a national youth in handling the situations locally. You have come across many issues. The nation gives so many awards for your excellence, for your bravery, for your innovativeness, and it is not just one or two. There are many awards are there. One best thing I want to sensitize here is, awards are not our achievements. We don't go behind. If you don't get, also you are not losing anything. Awards somewhere, your activity is identified. That's all. You are doing 100 things. In the process, one or two times, it is identified. For that recognition, for that incident, recognition may be there. But you have done far beyond it, and your service goes beyond that award. Okay, so let us not aim at that award. I am seeing many a times people are award driven. Awards will come, many in number, with time, for your own self, for the excellent contribution you made. Fine. Let me just look at the social and cultural aspects where we can contribute. Youth are the privileged persons in the society who can contribute to development. Okay. Therefore, they have a special responsibility and should actively participate in the development plans of the nation. Youth should be acquainted with the major problems facing the country. If you look at, the problems are far and many. The policies that are coming from the center or state are very minimal only. Problems are many. The level of problems are very, very high, but the extent we are contributing is very small. Okay. Firstly, we should study the basic problem of health, the kind of diseases like AIDS, now COVID-19. Okay, and very many different ways how we can educate our people and through the awareness programs. Okay, the issues like environmental issues, again, which is a serious threat. Nutrition, nowadays young children, they are not that fit. Again, women, not that energetic, many of them. Okay, lack of education, again, by the education, literate level only people will say, now it has become, computer literacy, digital literacy, our entire lifestyle has changed. How many people we ourselves we have not converted into the modern day living, and think of people in the rural areas. Okay, we are living in the cities. Okay, so much is there, and with during this period of youth, your 3 years study period or 4 year study period, whatever you make now only, it will become a bigger movement with time. Economic backwardness, again, government measures are very minimal. See, jobs available, when you look at it, about 5 lakhs job or 10 lakh jobs in the state, we are coming out with a reservation policy. But look at the youth population, unemployment far and wide. But when you look at only our government policy, then our level of achievement, our level of growth, it will be very, very, very slow. So we have to come out with different means, equipment ourselves, many skill development programs we are conducting at the villages through your 10 days camp, which has got much more, daily basic need driven. When you look at the government job they are getting is very, very rare. But skill development for them, it gives a livelihood for them. Rather, they are taking care of the entire family in their own place without any difficulty. Ignorance, many people, they do not know many things. Leave of Constitution of India. There are many, as we are discussing now, many measures, okay, many policies available. You look at many reservation systems related to the employment, even the policies available in the panchayat, policies available in a bank, policies, the provisions available in railways, okay, for senior citizens or, disabled people, health insurance schemes. Many times, we are not able to, government is announcing so many schemes. How many people are getting benefit? Whether all of them are getting benefit through that? No. Many, people, emergency will come. They somehow they will manage some resource. They take loan for interest from the bank or the microfinance, and through other people with higher interest, and they sell their property and go for surgery and kind of it, because they do not know the policies available. So the government has come out with many policies. With your own opening of a bank account, so much provision is there, they say. But how many are using it? We ourselves, we have to study. We only then we can take it to the people. Dowry deaths, casteism, superstitions or false beliefs, much more social and cultural issues are there. Let us, understand well and take it to create awareness among our people. Our past with the shadow of casteism, superstition and religious overtunes needs balanced approach. Nowadays things have changed. Okay, we can't simply get around. We have to maintain our heritage. We have to maintain our culture. But again, respect. We have to come out with the identity, good person, and equality among all. Equality among all. We have to, that quality we have to not nowadays we speak of gender equality. Gender equity is on the one side, and our own, people of different religion, we have to bring out the oneness among our own self. Youth can play a very important role in this regard and educate the general public about the misbeliefs or misnomer related to superstitions. The need to do away with the caste system and encourage lateral, vertical, and diagonal in the mingling of people to mesh them into a true Indian network is the need of the hour. And if not you, who else can bring out? Youth can establish good rapport with the people so as to involve them in active participation in social work, which will help to make the society a better place to live in. Jallikattu is one issue at youth we have addressed. Many things are hidden or they are silent. Okay, who will initiate the solution towards it? It's only as youth we have to come out with. Let us identify the problems and we will come out with our own ways of handling them. Environmental, again, many tree plantation programs we are conducting. It is required, and at the national level, the global warming issues, and they are all very serious. The temperature rise nowadays. You don't see winter also. Nowadays, this winter, December, January, hardly few days, the temperature is less. Otherwise, it is like a summer only now. Earlier, mid-February towards the March only, the temperature rise will be there. We are not feeling the actual winter climate at all. The season we are missing. The rainy season, it is changed, or suddenly heavy flood will be there. Severe rain will be there. So such challenges are coming. So as a concerned people, what is our role? So on the one side, we have to come out with afforestation program in a major scale. So we have seen, like 10 crore saplings are made, aimed at like Abdul Kalam's vision, and even actor Vivek has, taken the movement. And from this side, what is that? Jaggi Vasudev, Isha Yoga Center, some schemes have come, and we are doing wonderful things in various periods in the camps, tree plantation program. Every now and then we are sensitizing people. Those awareness programs are very, very crucial. As a student, you can't have a bigger, program. But whatever the so-called program that we do, they are really big. They're really big. And we will make more in number with the time to contribute awareness among the public and coming out with some solution. Year before last year, water resources, the national responsibility it came to us. Our NSS and NCC, they have contributed significantly. Places like Madukarai and Metupalayam, Saravanampatti, and one place in Pollachi, they are identified as desert locations, and we are given the responsibility of mapping of water resources by the government. That AICT has identified the institutions and the places mapping, and we have joined hands with the local corporation and contributed definitely in our own way about the water resources available in the locality and coming out with a solution. What to say is the national issues, whatever we face here, they are really national issues. Fine, I have sensitized enough, or some of the issues, my dear friends. India has NCC, NSS, and NSVS, that is social volunteer, again NSS only, and other similar organizations which are an asset to our nation. Apart from these measures to channelize youth energy into constructive channels, the steps taken can be taken up. That is, we need much more films. Recently only we have seen some of them. We need much more films with social upliftment and nation building as theme would make a fair contribution in instilling a healthy and progressive attitude in the youth. See, why this is addressed is how a mass can be sensitized. We are going for a camp. We are coming out with our own ways and means. We conduct in the camps, like in the evening program, cultural program, some drama or natak we are conducting, some debate or patupoti or pechupoti we are conducting. We invite local people also. That is, we are creating awareness among the local people. But you are all technical people, you are all multi-talented people. We can come out with some social theme, concept, a small video clippings. Even now we are doing at different occasions when the government announces with different schemes, different videos we are making. We are in the social media we are putting up. Likewise, we will take up some more topics also in this nationally important, socially relevant, social upliftment and nation building themes, and take our themes for our own institution, so that we create opportunity for our own self and come out with our contribution in this direction. Definitely, our contribution will be a role model for the nation. To make a fair contribution in instilling a healthy and a progressive attitude in the youth. That is what we do, that will be our attitude. NGOs should also engage youth in such program which strengthen the nation building. NGOs nowadays, like Red Cross and other NGOs, Rotary Club, we have our own various clubs and association. We ourselves attach with many NGOs also, make tie-up in conducting many programs, and such programs have to be further strengthened for this regard. Fine. There should be integration committees. That is, to address any issues. The committees, should compose of representatives of various communities at village, city, district, state, and national level. We are working out at village level. See, even when you go for a camp or identify a village for activity at a village, we tie up with the local people, local village leaders, panchayat people, councillors, panchayat president, sometimes local MLA, district collectors, corporation, many levels we are contributing, and we are adopting a village. We are contributing for continuously for 3 years or 4 years, like that. So such things are the backbones. So we will take up further also in the days coming such kind of things, and as when you pass out of the institution, again you can play a role joining with our own institution and NGOs. You can contribute in the similar line. Youth should be engaged in such committees to contribute in society. See, even when we go for village, not only elders, we identify youths who will be joining with us in all our activities. Likewise, only the youth energy can be channelized, youth talent can be developed. Youth to train themselves effectively, both in institutional and adventure activities. This I want to touch upon, my dear friends. Many activities, adventure activities, they are also some of the opportunities for you to develop in you, so that your leadership quality is further enhanced. This is some like visiting some forests to understand the nature in the name of like trekking, like that. Those things will also help in having some small cycling program along with social service awareness. For example, sensitizing people, okay, in social cause. We also take some cycling activity also. So both the things, cycling will give us an opportunity to know our endurance and all those things. Through that, you will learn. Again, you in addition to that, you sensitize the local people also to aware of many social issues. You develop such qualities also. As such activities imbibe these activities, further strengthen the self-confidence, harmony, social harmony, and patriotism. I think these are the ways and means. See, I don't want to mention only one or two leaders, but there are huge number in the media. It is there. Let me not confine myself to one or two, but all these people, youth, these are all just a handful. But when you just look at each one of them, they have performed excellently and they have contributed immensely for the country, and they changed the youth's confidence level. Many can aspire for what? I can also come in this line. I can also think in my talents, because each one's talent is different. When the top one, when you think about sports, in the bottom one, when you look at Anand Kumar is contributing so much for the technical education for underprivileged to contribute, come out to IIT level. The short, the movie also, the Special 30, the movie also, very well his contribution toward, that is the Super 30. So you know how much, every year 30 meritorious students belonging to economically backward class are selected and trained for IIT entrance examination, all at free of cost. Okay, so this is just to sensitize. Each one of us are endowed with different talents. Look at Arunima Sinha. She met with an accident and lost her leg. But see that, that is the accident has given her a kind of opportunity to come out with a totally different confidence level. See, she rose to the occasion and began climbing mountains as an aptitude, and truly an icon for the youth of the country. Confidence building among the youth. She was awarded Padma Shri in 2015 and an honorary doctorate by the University of Stratford in 2018. My dear friends, there are many things like this. What I want to tell you is, each one of us, let us take pride that we are proud of our own selves. Whatever the talent we have with us is far beyond any requirement. It is only that we have to step forward to help others. That is how we will contribute in our own place through our routine activities. in the nation building process. And our role models, definitely, you will, whoever you take as role model, you will become shortly with the ample opportunities available now. Young men and women are the reservoirs of unbounded energy and enthusiasm. Youth should accept all the challenges faced by the country. Let the youth be put to best use. That is, country has to plan, including the youth as their talent pool. For this, their energies, skills, and talents have to be properly harnessed, channelized, and put into right use for the common good of the country. My dear friends, the country is planning a lot, and we are trying our best to come out with very many schemes to nurture all these talents and channelize your energy. You are coming out, your wonderful ways and means in taking forward the various schemes. We are doing wonderfully well. We take forward from this onwards towards our nation building process. I conclude that we are in the right direction, and we will take forward further all our activities, one-day activities, camp activities, essay writing competition activities, speech activities, skill development activities with time. Thereby, definitely we will contributing a lot towards our nation building process. Thank you all for the greater opportunities. If you have any queries, I'll be happy to clarify. Otherwise, I will stop here my talk on this great day. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Please. Hope I could able to sensitize to some extent on this topic. If you have any queries, please, welcome. Otherwise, another opportunity we can have more discussion. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words. It surely reminded us of our duty towards nation building. It's now time to announce the results of Pixel Zone, Pixelate Your Ideas. The event we organized for the occasion of National Youth Day. We had about 50 amazing poster submissions, and we can't thank you enough for this overwhelming response. I now call upon Dr. Sendil Kumar, NSS Program Officer, to announce the results.
So, first event, hand sketching. Winners, first prize, E.N. Mithilesh, and second prize, C.S. Varsha. Third prize, Vishal Krishna from Mechanical. And the second event, digital poster. And the first prize goes to Vipin Nagaraj. And second prize, Krishna Priya. And third prize, Akshaya. So congrats to all the winners.
Thank you, sir. Our hearty congratulations to all the winners. We expect the same amount of enthusiasm in our future events as well. It's not joy that makes us grateful. It is gratitude that makes us joyful. To express our gratitude in the form of words, we have with us Mr. Bharat, Secretary of NSS, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good evening to one and all. Being thankful is not in the words, but in the heart which expresses it. On behalf of NASA Service Scheme of PG College of Technology, I would like to extend my gratitude to Major Dr. N.D. Kannan, Professor and Head of Department of Physics, for his motivational speech. You have truly inspired the students today with your talk, sir. The youth are the backbone and the most powerful force within the nation, and they play a positive role for the cause of national integration. I hope this event was able to convey this message, sir. I thank our beloved program officers who have been our constant support throughout all our works. I also extend my gratitude to all our NSS volunteers present here for their active involvement in all NSS activities. Finally, we are extremely grateful to each and everyone who helped make this event a success. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bharat, for your words of gratitude. With this, we come to the end of our Republic Day guest lecture. I once again thank our guests, professor, volunteers, and students for making this event successful. Thank you and have a wonderful evening. Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you.
sir. Kannan sir, thank you, sir.
Bill, and thank you, sir. Devars, sir, thank you. And all
Yes,
of
sir.
you.
Thank you.
Secretary, all of you. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, we shall.